Hello, everyone. We are joined today by Conley Langford from the MUW women's basketball team to get to know her a little bit. Conley, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, fans, Conley here is averaging just over 16 points and ranks second in the conference in threes made this season. Conley, can you just talk about your team in this 2024-2025 season? How's it been going for you as we enter the final stretch towards the regular season?
I think that the season has gone good. At first, we were struggling to get over the hump a little bit, but I think that as relationships have been built on and off the court, and as the season goes on and we get more used to playing with each other, I think that we're starting to get over that hump and really start to see some success.
Right. As you mentioned, um, finding success, you're among that final group that's looking for those final spots into that playoffs. Um, you have a big week this week coming up, a couple of home games against the top two teams in the standings, including a game against Webster on Saturday. What as a team are you looking to focus on? How do you think your team is going to find success here in the final weeks? What would accomplish those goals?
I think that us playing together as a team and just staying really locked in and focused and just sticking to the game plan, um, try and make the minimal mistakes, and just play that like we know how to play.
That's right. Um, for those who may not know, Conley Langford named all conference last year, becoming the first Owl basketball player to earn that honor since joining the conference. Can you talk about what it's been like as you move into the conference now in your second year, finding that home for the conference?
I think that this year is, I think it has been a little bit better since, like you said, it's our second year. We kind of know how things go. We kind of have an idea of the teams that we're facing and how to, better prepare for them. So I think that's helped us a little bit, just like having an insight on that. So.
You, Conley's not just a standout on the basketball court, everyone, but she also excels in the classroom. She was a CSC Academic All-American last year. She's former USAA Student Athlete of the Year. Conley, can you talk about the importance of not just being an athlete, but being that Division III student athlete?
I always say that as much as I love basketball, my grades always come first because basketball does end. So you always have to have something to fall back on. And I do think that it's just very important to stay in your books and stay on top of your class and your work. I would say the biggest thing for me is just time management, just having a time for school, making sure I get enough rest, making sure I eat enough, making sure that I have time to practice, just setting time out aside for every little thing, make sure that I get every single thing done.
That's great. So Conley, how did you get first involved in basketball? Why did you want to keep playing in collegiately?
Um, I actually, not many people know this. I played softball. My whole high school career, I played travel softball. I never actually played travel basketball. So I actually signed to play softball, but then I decommitted to play basketball. And I always, when people ask me that, I always say that I'm probably better at softball, but I love basketball. And people, I've always heard my whole life, like, do what you love. So I think that's probably the reason why I chose basketball because I've enjoyed it the whole time. Even like our first couple seasons, like we weren't winning that much. So, I mean, just the love of the game. It's just still fun to still be able to play basketball regardless of the results.
That's great that you're following your passion. So is Coach Oldham, gonna try and get you over onto the diamond there in a couple of weeks?
I've talked to her about it, but I don't know. I'm a biology major, so you know how that is with a lot of schoolwork. So.
That's right. Well, before we wrap things up, we want to wrap things up with our SLIAC 6, just some fun questions for you. So let's get to know you a little bit more, you and your teammates. So who is your funniest teammate?
I probably have to say Calicia Phillips.
Okay. So now this one might be a tough one because I mean you've scored 1,000 points in your career, you've won a state championship in high school, but what is your favorite basketball memory?
I'll probably have to say my favorite and probably the most funniest is the first year that I played at the W. I had a teammate named Ashley, and she went down the court and she had two wide open layups, and she missed both of them. And then she was like, "Oh my gosh." And right about the time that she crossed, I believe we were at Webster when this happened. Right about the time that she crossed half court, she face planted. And we have a picture of her feet going like all the way over her head. And we've just gotten so many laughs out of that. So I'd probably say that was probably one of the most funniest moments that happened.
I hope she can laugh about it too, looking
She does
back.
now. At the moment, she didn't, but
Right.
she does now.
What song gets you going before a game?
Ooh. I'd probably say this came from our strength and conditioning coach. It's not my favorite song, but I would say one that he's played a lot is Dreams and Nightmares. So that one really kind of gets you pumped.
Yeah. What has been your favorite road trip?
This year I would probably say this last one. We went to Illinois and then we went to Missouri. Um, and we just spent a lot of time together. We watched the South Carolina and LSU game that they just played. So spent a lot of quality time together. And I would say last year and the year before, probably our zoo trips whenever we were in Illinois and then we played Top Golf. So just the team bonding, even the stuff outside of basketball is a lot of fun.
Right,
And just
exactly.
traveling and getting to see, like, because before I was in this conference, like, I had never been to Illinois, Missouri, like any of those, Kentucky. So it's actually nice to get to travel and see different places.
Right, get those experience. So I also saw on your bio that you're kind of a movie nerd. You like to watch movies. So what is your favorite movie or what's the best movie you've seen recently?
Um, I'd probably say the best movie that I've seen recently, my mind's going blank. What's it called? It's a movie about the women that were in the army. I don't know if you've seen it. And they
Was it
had to
about the scientists that worked in was it World War II or something?
it was about like it was
Or
about the women.
NASA?
And then they
Okay.
had to figure out like all the people's mail had gotten lost.
Hmm.
And they had to figure out where it went. Dang, I wish I could think about what the name. But that was probably the best one. You would think I would be able to remember the name if it was one of the best ones. But I can
No.
tell you my favorite TV show. My favorite TV show is Grey's Anatomy. I'm
Okay.
rewatching it the second time.
You're rewatching it. Wow. Okay. That's yeah, it's been on like 20 something years. So wow, okay. And then finally, your major and your dream job.
My major is biology. I've been saying this whole time that I wanted to do pharmacy, but I'm kind of thinking a CRNA now. So that would be a little bit of a path change, which is a nurse anesthetist. So I'm really starting to think about that a little bit. So I'm not really positive at this moment, but those are really my two choices.
Right. Well, Conley, I've really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit and talk some basketball. We look forward to watching you close out this season on the basketball court, and maybe we'll see you on the diamond. Who knows? So,
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.